All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now running right through it. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals have recovered it. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
So that'll back him up 5.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Gone, 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 gone.
Looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Gone, 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 gone. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Dances by him. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. You know, Charles, season winding down. Time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Gone, 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 gone. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19!
They'll look to throw. Caught on the right side, Reed. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He finds an opening past the 40. That's caught right side by Anderson. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice angle.
They'll run with Marshall, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On second down, Darnold. He'll buy some time right. Taking a shot here for Marshall. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hot! Gun! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Gone! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Watch it now, Barney!
A handoff to Mixon. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second down, here's Mixon. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Gone. All right, now, Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on first down. Going up top. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Over.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Right, now,
but on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here we go now. 3-19. All right, now, Lucky 56.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. In for the score. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they'll go on the ground. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now a handoff looking right. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Leopard! Leopard! Keep 15! Keep 15! Over!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Detroit! Detroit!
Darnold from the gun. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they had the right idea. Just take what you can get on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you've evolved. You know, you've learned how to play it the Madden way.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! 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 Gun!
And that'll set him back 5. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Set, 3-19. 3-19.
Back to the air, Darnold on second down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Mills. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
On first and 10, Darnold. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot. Hot.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Going for the deep ball. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Detroit! 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 Hot.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jets have recovered. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Set. 3-19. 3-19. Hot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Carl Lawson in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Gun!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Out to the left here to Reed. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd and 4.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Detroit. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up to throw. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Detroit!
They'll drop to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. They'll throw now on the final play. Going deep downfield for Ross. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit.
Looking to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the Bengals on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 45. Wow, evasive.
Make a miss.
And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
After the interception, here's Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
3rd and 2, Darnold. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Keith Marshall, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground, mix him again. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone. Detroit, Detroit.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Daniel. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now back to throw. On the crossing route, complete. That's Ross. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3-19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ross. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a 1st down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
All right, here we go.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
He'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Here we go!
They go back to the ground now with Mixon, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Mixon trying to punch it in, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
He'll get it up the middle, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Santos with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Here comes Johnson on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's caught inside the 30. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 45 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Going for it all. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
2nd down and 10. Darnold finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot a bit.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free than what they're trying to get done on offense.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there, almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky
2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice gain.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They're going to look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Detroit. Detroit.
Back to throw here. And no, it's It's incomplete. Well, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Back to throw. Breaks a tackle. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
He's back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Trenton Cannon, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from leading this game. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
How does the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
Gun, gun, gun!
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Back to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Leopard! Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Daniel. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. They'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Back to throw. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Give him 30 yards there. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And New York set to take the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cincinnati, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Oh.